did I not realize you had two?
Do they look similar? Oh no, they're way
All right.
different.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the healer corgi and she's the
Oh, look
collie
at
corgi.
He
This
looks
is Buck.
very naughty.
He is.
You nailed it.
I could just tell. I could just tell. He like, yeah, it's like my
It's the expression.
yeah, Zephyr had the same look on her face, like always trying to look for trouble.
It's like, yeah, I'm up to no good.
Yep,
You can
100%.
catch
Yep.
He's a little boy.
Eventually, Paula might come and lay down here, but I don't know. It's too sunny outside. He's doing his deck stuff. Sleeping on the deck.
All right. Do we have a Jeff? I see him in the Discord, but
I'm here.
okay. All right. Just making sure.
Far away. You sound far away.
Oh,
You in the car or something?
Is that better?
yes.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Got out of the car.
All right.
Why can't I hear the Roll20 music?
What was y'all's solution?
I
Because
can only hear it coming out of my main.
I can hear it.
My
Yeah.
output was.
That was my question, Jeff. So why can't I hear?
I
I'm
couldn't
not
hear it.
qualified to answer
all
it
through
because
the
I
last one.
can hear it.
You can share your screen and show me your settings. So
I have everything coming through my speakers, so that may be why.
Oh. If
I
I
was
have my
connecting my
headphones
speakers,
on,
too.
everything comes through my headphones. Nothing comes through my computer speakers.
whoa, fuck. Everything
What
kind of.
happened?
That just closed all my sheets.
I'm sorry. I swapped one thing in settings and I didn't realize it was going to affect all of you guys.
I wonder if that's what the voice video thing is. Now I can click the join voice and video in Roll20.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Able to do that before.
I swapped it from legacy Roll20 web RTC to integrated voice and video.
That's it. That's what it is. The old legacy stuff was not good.
All right.
I'll just listen to Kaylee's computer for the ambiance.
All right.
Mine normally doesn't play it, so I'm not sure.
I have the music volume up at 75%. So I'm not sure if that means anything.
It's at 0 for me.
Oh, that's fucking why.
That'll do.
Alrighty.
Cleaner, chicken, Nadine.
Oh. Okay.
I was trying to like walk in the in the background.
Okay.
So you gotta have your background image have a door in the image exactly where your door is, so that way when you walk through it, you just disappear into the door.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Set it up.
want to try and find one at Boomhauer's house, but I don't know what it looks like.
Okay.
Side quest.
We all ready? Okie dokie.
Dang old ninja chop, man.
dang old ninja chop. Oh. Okay. Oh god. Too many things happening between two laptops. All right. Oh, wait. Wrong things. Why can I not hear the music anymore?
It stopped. Like it's not actually going. Like it's
Mine's playing
paused.
still.
Oh, mine just
now
says
it stopped.
paused.
No,
Like
I can hear
0.
it.
Now it's playing.
Now it's back.
It's because the song started over.
Oh, okay. There we go. Just,
Oh, there's even an ammo. Okay.
Yeah, I found the actual problem. I was joking about my volume being 0, but literally the browser was muted, so it's basically the same thing.
I see that.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Fucking hacker, man.
Oh shit. That's funny.
okay. So, where we are starting is during what comes to be known as the Divine Age. We open on a bustling city market. A pair of dwarven brothers wandering with their cadre of rams, pulling a chariot loaded with various crates and goods. And yeah, Khan and Brian, if you guys would like to introduce your characters and what they look like, what they might be doing amidst the market this fine afternoon.
Oh, so we're standing in the market currently.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say like the outskirts of the market, like closer to where like the dock area where would be probably you might have been this day you might have been maybe bringing some stuff to or from a ship, or or coming back from from traveling to another town for trade. However you would like it to be, that is about the area you guys would probably be in at this moment.
Well, I'd imagine that we would be. So I have a question before we like RP our characters.
Mhm.
Are we cognizant of the stasis, or does it seem like everything is just kind of?
This is 495 years in the past.
Oh, okay.
Stasis.
I
Th-
see.
this
that
is
was my point of confusion.
yes. This is. I'm just trying to get a feel for what you and what the brothers might be doing at the moment.
So I'm imagining us both on the chariot, just like scene wise, and we're like fucking arguing about something. But essentially, we're driving into town to find a marketplace. So Stakud Uznamash is my character. His most prominent feature is a diamond-like scar on his forehead that radiates with some sort of yellowish glowing energy. He has a dwarven ram hammer at his side, and he has a breastplate. He seems like an extremely well outfitted traveler. He has lots of various gear, multiple weapons, and he is currently driving the chariot. He has long, dark hair, slightly graying, braided. I'm trying to pull up my sheet right now. Over his breastplate is a brown, God, why can't I think of that word? Apron. He has a brown apron that has a bunch of various tools. Looks like chisels, small hammers. And in the back of the chariot, we have, I would say, probably, I don't know how we'd be transporting it. I think my tools would mostly just kind of be like stacked up in the back. I don't know if we'd have them in like chests or anything like that, because they have a forge back there. They have alchemical equipment, tons of random crafting materials.
Yeah, fair bit of food, especially for the Rams. And then in contrast, I have a slightly younger. I think we're roughly the same height.
Oh, I rolled for mine, and I rolled maximum, so I'm 4'5", and I'm very proud of it.
Oh, I did not roll. So we are the same height. I went 4'5" as
Nice.
well.
Noise.
So, yeah. So same height. I imagine little stack over there is probably a little bit heavier. As Usher is a bit on the leaner side, a little bit more lanky looking. But he has long, like reddish brown hair. Some of it braided in what some would probably consider the dwarven style in different places. His beard is long, roughly past his sternum, with a single knot at the end, with like a dwarven like sigil in it. And then he wears what looks to be like some amalgamation of studded leather armor and like a gunman's duster or coat, and for anyone from that era would be able to probably recognize a pistol in a holster.
Yeah, I mean,
Belt.
a firearm or like a firearm, of like simple means would be a not uncommon sight, right? In this era of magic and economic thriving across the world.
But most of his colors are muted. Browns, grays, things you'd probably use to blend into the environment in a mountainous region. Nothing overly flashy or expensive looking. Has some tattooing, as like the sides of his head are shaved back somewhat, and you see some tattooing along the sides of his head.
Nice. All right. Well,
and his eyes are like a amber color.
nice. Well, as you guys are, bickering to yourselves and making your way, like I'd say at this point, like into the market area, there's a shudder that goes through the earth, forces the Rams like against your own, urging them forward. Like they all come to a complete stop. And up across to the other side of the city, the brothers see this massive gate open, and two figures come out. One on two legs, about the size of, say, a half elf, and another much larger form of, looks like an even more massive direwolf, with chains lashing all around its form. They look like they are scanning the area, pointing, and as they point, or as the half-elf figure points, three massive creatures emerge from the gate and begin leaping down into the town. Chaos breaks out. The rams attempt to turn and lead back towards the docks slightly, but as they do, and the brothers are about thrown off the back of the chariot, the world slows,
Dang old in times, man.
and it feels like you're falling through molasses. And then the world stops. You stop.
Oh shit.
And then we're going to rewind a few minutes over to a lively tavern. Somewhere in the Market District area, to the Silt Sifter. It's a bar and inn filled mostly with like merchants and workers in the Market District area. There is a woman in mid-performance up on a stage with a rather massive frog standing off to the side, just looking blankly. Probably an eye closes in a blink, and then the other one closes in a blink, and then just like has a mug, and just looking out. And yeah, so Kaylee and Ashley, if you guys would want to introduce your characters.
Go ahead.
Okay. What?
I said go ahead.
Okay. So on the stage, standing no more than about 5 feet tall, very sort of slight figure. She looks like an elf. She has very long, like pink hair and like loose curls. Is quite long, sort of decorated with some flowers, and she is sort of dancing. And she's got a fan. She kind of flips it around. You hear sort of music coming from maybe nowhere, but she's sort of like dancing along with the music. Quite kind of a lively dance, kind of hopping around a little bit, really flourishing. She's wearing like sort of a robe of long like blue silk that kind of swooshes around with her movements, and she, smile on her face, seems quite disarming and very lively, super happy kind of person. And she's sort of like winking at the front row, just like really playing it up with the crowd.
There is a large, very, very large frog towering over most of the crowd, standing kind of off to the shadows as much as he can. He's got no hair on his body. It is bumpy and green, and it kind of looks a little bit slimy and also very just tough. He has a massive hammer at his side is almost twice his height. His armor is kind of leather, and some areas are made of, you can tell, like very large fish scales of all, different kinds of colors, and kind of looks like rainbow, different colors are shimmering in different, areas. And he has one flower on his, kind of tucked into the scales that matches what the dancer is wearing. And he has absolutely no expression. He's just staring out at the crowd. Every once in a while, maybe sticks his tongue out a little bit, blinks very slowly.
And Huge and Vivi are caught up in the moment. In the liveliness that is the tavern. And a rumble shakes through the tavern. And then moments later, you hear screams coming from outside. And I imagine Huge's first reaction probably would be to look over at Vivi and probably start making his way towards her. But as Huge begins to do that, probably still with tankard in hand, just the slow walking through molasses. Probably Vivi finishing up her last spinning flourish and just the spin slowing down. And then time ceases. And time moves on. And from there, the world will fade to black. And in the midst of nothingness, there's a young man takes a seat at a partially destroyed bar. Opens up a flask, takes a sip. There's a cold, faraway look in his eyes. And he taps it on this ruined table. Says, "Do you smell that? It's not piss and rot. No, no, no. That's hope rotting. Like a fruit someone forgot to pick before the harvest failed. Used to be gods, right? Big, shiny bastards. They lit up the sky, cracked mountains, turned mortals into meat puppets for sport. Real class acts, all of them. Takes a big old swig. Then some fucking murder hobos got together and oops, no more gods. Sort of. Just a smoking crater and a schmuck who thinks he's an architect with a boner for gears. You ever watch a continent come apart like wet parchment? Trees turning to metal. Birds forgetting how to die. Time slipping around like soap in a brothel. That's Cthulhu, baby. That's the deluxe package. I've seen fey courts turn to bogan gardens. Dance through ruins echoing with the laughter of children who never existed. Once flirted with a banshee just to see if she'd scream my name. She did. Eventually. And the best part? It's all gonna get worse. Undeath, planet bleed, time collapse, fey rot, demonic entropy jelly leaking from the cracks, and you beautiful sacks of meat and ambition. You're stuck in the middle of it. So here's to you, heroes, fools, walking reminders that fate's got a sense of humor. Welcome to Cthulhu. You'll find horror, heartache, betrayal, and probably a fair amount of dismemberment. But hey, these won't be boring. Now shut up and pass the liquor. I've got stories to forget. And everything will fade to black once more. And from there, many, many, many years go by. And there's a small sailing ship traveling through a kind of a foggy, a light fog, and the waves are steadily getting rougher and rougher. On the back of the ship, there's an anthropomorphic humanoid shaped boar man and a little goblin next to him, looking out over the waves. And Jeff, would you like to introduce Bladebow?
So you see on the back of that ship as you said, a man boar, so to speak, or a minotaur, 6 foot, just shy of 6 foot tall, 250 pounds, bipedal, fur covering his entire body, with a boar's head up top of it, almost a humanoid form with just the boar's head on top, tusks out the side, and a hide shirt for armor, a sheathed long sword, and on his back a quiver of short spears. That is Bladebow. Standing next to him, you'll see his companion, a very small, 3-footish, if that, goblin. But you'd never be able to tell he's 3 foot because he's always hunched over, crouched down, in the corner, off to the side, behind a leg, wherever he can not be seen very well. His name's Blink Blink. Dressed in just a simple cape and a shirt, standing next to his partner in crime.
And amidst you on the ship are some of your tribe mates who, from the Shifting Known, who have made the voyage with you. And as the ship is traveling through, and some of your tribe mates who are more skilled at ocean faring, are beginning to notice that the fog is becoming heavier and the seas are becoming rougher. And looking out over the water, Bladebow would see a fin cut through the fog and a feeling of utter icy coldness run over you. And then seconds, minutes, can't quite tell because everything seems to just speed up and slow down at the same time. But you hear this crack as the ship in a sudden moment just splits in half, like something absolutely massive strikes the side of your ship. And you and Blink Blink are launched as the ship just rocks, and you guys are just launched off the ship into the water. And then darkness. You don't know how much time passed, but Bladebow wakes up coughing and sputtering, partially covered in sand. You hear the waves lapping at this across the beach. Blink Blink is struggling to push himself up. And look around, and it's just the two of you. see some wreckage of the ship that you were traveling on, but none of your trimates. And as you look around, this is definitely a land you've never seen before. The colors feel wrong. The smells and sounds feel wrong. It's green. The temperature's stable. Like, this is definitely not home. And once you and Blink Blink get your bearings, there's a little pathway that leads from the sandy beach up towards the cliffs above. And as you get to the top of this path, you see this shimmering bluish greenish dome. And it's just peeking through the trees. And as you take in the surroundings, this isn't just a forest. There's ruins. This was something. This was a place. But the forest reclaims. And as you hesitantly approach closer to the dome, probably very curious about it, the dome seems to breathe itself in shuddering breaths, and it begins to shrink. For the other four of you, darkness holds you. It's not the darkness of sleep, something deeper, stagnant, ageless, dead. Feel no breath, no time, no pulse. A silence so complete it presses on your bones like a tombstone carved too early. And then, crack, like an ancient glass giving way. Your heart remembers how to beat, painfully, loudly. Reborn into sensation all at once. Blood racing through still veins, lungs clawing at dust-choked air, cold stone beneath you. The iron stink of ruin, overgrown roots and mildew. The scent of moss and death. The world has returned to you. Light follows, but not from the sun. A faint twilight glow, green and gold, refracted like light underwater, wavers through shattered stained glass and creeping vines. And then sound returns. Muted, sluggish at first, like the world forgot how to echo. And your vision clears and you see the world. Cracked tiles overtaken by roots and moss. Crumbled courtyard where wild trees now grow between what once were statues. Vines hang like curtains in a temple where the gods are long gone. And in the center of it, you, and a handful of others just beginning to stir. All around you, more bodies shift. 50 souls, men, women, dwarves, elves, humans, goblins, tieflings, orcs. Some dressed in fine cloaks, others in gear that shows a life of hard work. No one speaks, not yet. All of you were part of something, and all of you were forgotten. And the world has not waited. And the stasis field shrinks behind you like a fog rolling back into the sea. Animals call out into the distance. The wind cuts sharp through the trees. You all hear something massive cry out from far beyond the forest that surrounds you. You notice two strangers at the edge of the ruin stare at you, all returning to reality, arriving at the moment that might be fate, might be coincidence, or might be the universe orchestrating its own survival. What do you all do?
First, what the shit just happened, Stuckwood?
Dang old time freeze, man. It was old, new, and now it's old. I don't know, man.
I'm gonna look around some more and check on the rams. Barleyhead, malt malt, frostmite, bung knocker. You good?
They're probably still a little or a bit agitated because the last thing that had happened, the city was under attack. Actually, give me a either one of you give me a an animal handling check.
That's always gonna be Usher. Fuck.
Start off well. All right.
Can I have helped him? I know
You-
he doesn't like help, but I have to make a check to help him. Oh,
You
okay.
ca-
You don't have
you-
to do that.
You're the only one.
So what do I have to do to do that again? Do I have to make a handle animal?
Yeah, you can make a handle animal check if you beat meet or beat a 10, then the help action succeeds and he gains a +2 to the check.
We're starting off strong here, brother.
An 8. The Rams are noticeably not listening to you guys, and are they're all probably strapped together, so like they're not able to just run off in random directions. So I'd say like they're not able to bolt away, but they're probably dealing with them anytime soon is probably going to be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Talking about that dang old bung knocker, man. I told you he's no good.
Look, I grabbed the best 4 before we left. I mean, shoot, it's too late to be complaining about it now.
Stackhead's kind of looking around for, I don't know, just kind of like assessing the situation. Like, are people like kind of running around, or are they just kind of like shell shocked, looking around?
You guys, like, yeah, you look around, like, people are, it's a very distinct mixture amongst, like, the 50 other, 52 other bodies, that are around. Like, you see some people wandering around, crying out for loved ones that they cannot find. Few are just stumbling around in disbelief and, you know, calling out randomly to the ruins around them. A few just drop to their knees and weep. There are there's about 4 people that are attempting to corral the other survivors, and beginning to flag people together. One seems to be a human man. One seems to be an elf woman. There's a dwarf male, and there's a Venaran male as well. A monkey man.
Monkey man.
A monkey man.
A monkey man.
Monkey man.
Dang old Rams, man. Monkey man. We need to just dang old find a place to just chill, man. Just settle down.
I mean, you're not wrong, but we need to figure out what the fuck's going on here.
Stackhood's kind of he's trying his best with the reins to like keep the Rams. I don't know if they're moving right now, but he's trying to keep them like, you know, in a trot and like moving throughout the city. And he's kind of like scanning for like if there's like a random like barn, or I mean like taverns usually have places where you can like hitch up or like store like carts and stuff like that. So he's kind of looking for a place to like give the Rams a second to calm down.
Normally
Should it be
that
like a perception or?
I mean, yeah, sure. Give me a perception check. 19. You look around at the city that you had been in and were looking to do trade with it. And this is not a city. These are ruins. You don't know what happened. You do not know how long it has been. But large massive trees have grown through like solid stone structures. They have ripped entire buildings in half. Wood has rotted. Like
So
there
with the
are
19,
no
do I see an open area, like maybe like a fenced in, not fenced in, but even if it's like some sort of
Uh,
ring or just like a place, just to
A rallying.
yeah, over there. You look around, you actually do see a creature you've never seen before. This bipedal boar, and a short goblin standing next to him, like off in the distance, towards what looks like a slope heading down towards the beach, um, where the docks would have been. Um, yeah, I mean, it opens up out of the forest, or like the thick forest, heading towards that area.
While we're slowly moving, I am scanning the area for like immediate threats, or because something's clearly happened. Don't know exactly what. No time's passed or something, and yeah, paranoia's kicking in.
can I do like some sort of like knowledge check to try and get some sort of idea of what might have happened?
Give
'Cause
me.
it does seem like time just sort of skipped, like everything's just like old and taken over by nature.
Yeah. Give me an Arcana check, and with a 25. Nice. With a 25, here, let me answer Ushur first. With a 25 perception, really good start perception check there.
Redemption.
Uh,
That
you
bluff check scared me. I don't know what that was.
Oh, that was a misclick.
you listen, you stop, and I think you close your eyes and just absorb the world around you for a moment. It is very quiet. Aside from the growing noise of the group around you, currently you're not hearing anything. But this is a living forest. This is an active forest. You're not really hearing anything. No sound.
Birds, no like
Nope, no
calls of
birds.
any kind, other than the one that we initially heard. That you said something about like off in the distance, right? Like some kind of
Yeah. But that sounded like it could have been echoing. 'Cause, like you can see miles and miles away. Like there's a mountain range to your northwest.
Okay.
It sounded like it could have been either on the mountain, in front of it, or just behind it. Like it was a booming, echoing noise.
I don't know how many other individuals are nearby enough to hear anything, but I lean over towards old Stack and it's too quiet.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's a bunch of people around, and like that, like by now enough, or a bunch of folks have been gathered into tight groups, like these four who are like attempting to take control of a situation where no one knows what's happening. Uh, they're doing the best they can to keep everyone calm. A few are not able to keep their calm and are still sobbing uncontrollably. And yeah, but yeah, you see the massive frog, and probably confused elven woman standing nearby, probably huddling close to each other. Um,
Yeah.
What did I
We
learn
would
from
like.
my Arcana check as
Oh,
well, by the way?
I'm sorry. Yeah, let me answer that real quick. Thank you for the reminder, Con. Uh, that
Pretty good.
you don't know a ton, but this didn't seem like a spell, a direct spell effect that you recognized. It seemed akin to a few that could manipulate time, but if you had to think, if you had to, put your skill set to it, probably something that somebody had made created this effect.
Stackhood kind of looks at Ushrir and he says, "Dango, you know what I think, man? You seen that before? There's that big old gate. Two people came out, pew pew pew, doing all this stuff. You know, I think Guido saved us. Dango Guido, man. I've been telling you, Guido saved us, man.
Amazing. If we could jump back to us coming out of stasis and then sort of
Absolutely.
going to this point.
Yes, I am absolutely fine with that. Yeah.
Okay. So I think sort of stumbling out of the arrested momentum from her sort of dance kind of that she was in a little bit. She would kind of try, like, so I kind of try to catch myself, and it's like confusion a little bit, because like what, upon seeing again, I imagine my eyes had been open this whole time, and then all of a sudden, like, the perception of like seeing comes back, or I guess I don't know. How does our bodies feel like? Like we've been haven't moved, stiffness, or just like it's been
I
a
mean,
blink of an eye and now we feel the same.
a little bit of both. Like it's like everything slowed and then stopped, and then suddenly you're moving again, and like you're breathing. It's like those first heavy breaths, like after you're holding your breath underneath a pool, underwater for a while, and it's like that gasp, or and
Okay.
like mixed with like coughing up, smoke from a campfire. Like you're just trying to catch yourself, and like you're shaking off the dust, and like it only takes you a few moments, but like you're coming out of that molasses feeling, and like you can see that shimmering dome slowly shrinking, and then like the dome ceases to shrink again.
Okay. So I just sort of stumble and then like cough the first words out after who knows amount of time. What in the what in the seventh strings is going? And I'm looking around and trying to see if first if my friend is there.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Huge probably was still walking forward, probably still holding the mug, and just by now is probably standing in front of you looking down.
So then I look up first, like, okay, and then am I seeing you sort of like move at all, like an eye twitch or anything?
Yeah. Huge is just again staring blankly down at you. Where are we?
I don't know, big guy. And I'm just like dusting off your like shoulder, like reaching up as far as I can. I don't even know if I make it to
Yeah.
your shoulder, honestly.
He probably will pick you up by just your arm, like, where are?
I do not know. I don't know what's going on.
Take
Like
it easy, King Kong.
teleportation, or are you all right?
I'm good.
All right, well, just set me down a minute. I think I'm okay now. And
He'll
let's see
like
if I
sit
can.
you down, like kind of like dropping you a tiny bit, like he's kind of forgetting how his body works.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, now, I just don't. And so I'm seeing like the shimmering like dome.
Yeah, like it as you were coming to, it would have been like the first thing you would have seen is like the dome kind of passing over you and no longer encompassing you, and like you are free of its influence.
Okay, so I am going to just like I'm gonna try to cast detect magic, but I feel like it's gonna feel just like weird to me. Like I don't know, like the first time using magic, it might feel like a little bit like I have to like think about it for a second.
Yeah, and like the you you using your magic doesn't feel as potent as it had before. Like like you feel weaker than you had, but otherwise, uh, your yeah, like the spell goes off without an issue, and one, two, 3 rounds go by, and you scan. No, you do a quick scan of the area. Like you see the large group, or medium-sized group of survivors, like starting to huddle together under the direction of 4 individuals, and you pick up a ping of magic from a few of the individuals, and then probably a ping of magic from the pair of dwarf brothers, or the pair of dwarves that are currently trying to deal with their rams that are acting the fool. But then you turn your attention back to the dome, and I want to make sure I get this correct. What school? You detect coming from emanating off the dome is a transmutation effect.
Okay. And I like would I be I don't know if I would be at all like familiar with what that would mean, or could I interpret that in any way except that it's the type of magic, I guess, is a transmutation.
Give me a knowledge arcana check.
Okay.
Huge would just be kind of blankly staring, but behind the eyes, he's looking around at what's to see if there's any food around him, like stuff he could pick off of the vines that are growing around, or like he doesn't understand, like is there going to be sandwiches around, like he doesn't know what's going on.
Okay. Give me a survival check if for actively looking for food. With a 13, not much is coming to your mind. You know the very basics of transmutation. Like you yourself, Vivi, are familiar with transmutation because it is a part of you. But like the concept of something being changed, halted, sped up, those are all parts of transmutation. A 9, immediately around you, not really, not really anything in the way of food. You see 4 rams. You see 4 giant ass rams. That is meat. That is meat.
I thought you said there wasn't going to be a combat
Yeah.
this session.
You see a dwarf staring at you.
Okay, in that case, if he can't see anything like
in our general vicinity?
To the west, to what would be like your west northwest, is the this bluish greenish shimmering dome, and you cannot really see through it. But it's shrunk to the point where it's now kind of just below the tree line. Around you is nothing but ruins. The town of Bilo that you performed in, lived in, resided in, knew people in, is rot. It has crumbled beneath the weight of vines and trees and nature reclaiming that which is left idle.
And so do I just know that this is the same town, or?
I mean, give me a knowledge local check.
Does Huge still see his food in his backpack?
Yeah, like Huge looks in his backpack. Everything in Huge's bag is exactly the way he had left it if he had checked it 5 minutes prior to everything happening. Absolutely nothing that you guys are carrying seems to be affected in any way. Knowledge local with a 15. And you guys are probably like this amount of time, everything that is wooden has probably rotted away and disintegrated. All that's left is stone. You can see cobblestone roads that are familiar to you. So, like, walking around in a short area, in a small area, I would say with a 15, yes, you would believe that this is still Bilo.
Well, this doesn't make any sense. She says kind of to herself, or whatever, just in the confusion. I don't and then to Huge, I'm like, well, I think maybe we should find somebody, I don't know, to ask about what happened. Maybe somebody around here knows what happened.
Huge
Yeah.
will look around to see if anyone is like looking like a leader.
There's 4 individuals that look like they're really working at by this point. I think we're probably catching up to caught up to where the dwarves and you guys stories are intersecting. Like the 4 individuals, actually, I can start sharing. This is the human man. You guys, it should pop up for you guys right on your screen, right?
I see him.
Right. Yep. An elderly human man, looks like he's dressed in like kind of finery, but like he looks like he's going out of his way to make sure that everyone is as comfortable and not as terrified as they otherwise would be. There's another pair, an elven woman and a dwarven man. Look to be working on gathering together additional groups of survivors. And then the Venarin, the monkey man, he looks like he is trying to console a few children and kind of keep his eye scanning on the forest at the same time. And work on getting everybody as far away from the forest as possible. So those are the 4 of note that all 4 of you seem to be picking up on. And then off in the distance, I mean, by now, all four of you would notice the pair just kind of standing there watching this event take place of
John,
people.
did you see my message?
Uh,
I told Blink Blink to kind of stealthily go around the perimeter and just keep an eye on me and wait for any signal. Not in team or in roll 20.
Okay. Brain. All right.
I have a quick question
Right.
as well.
Yeah.
You said everything wood rotted away. Do I see any metals about?
Looks like there's like metal that's probably fucking Junie. Looks like there's
Stack starts sniffing.
yeah. There's some
Oh,
like there's some like warped and probably bent over and crumpled bits of metal. Nothing around you is probably immediately usable. But
Sniffing for gold. I'm thinking like if this is the town that we were gonna trade in, and it's just in ruins, maybe someone left some gold behind. You know, gotta do some looting.
okay. Within, I mean, even like doing a quick lap around, I would say like no gold. No gold in the immediate vicinity. No precious metals or gems. Yet.
Not in session one. There's not.
So shortly after I send Blink Blink,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to because this is what I saw in my dream, right from afar.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna kind of take a knee, put my hand to the ground, and just kind of listen to the pulse and see if I feel it's strong here.
You feel nothing. Nothing that is familiar to you in that sense. And this feels like a forest. This feels like nature. This just isn't. These aren't the colors, the sights, the sounds, the smells that you're used to. Like it feels odd. Like everything here is odd. Like there's these hairless apes walking upright. These barrel-chested, slightly shorter, hairless apes with giant beards.
Well, there's two semi-normal ones: the frog, the frog, and the monkey man.
Yeah. They look. The frog in particular looks very familiar to some others that you would have seen. But yeah, and you probably have seen something akin to a Venaran, but not specifically a Venaran within your tribe or in the area.
So
About how far away am I at this point?
I'd say less than a football field.
All right, I'll start walking towards the center of the group.
Okay.
Did we kind of find like an open area, like?
Yeah, like moving towards where,
or like an empty lot or something.
I mean, like this entire area that used to be like an open like marketplace is now a forest. Large trees have grown through everything. Vines and nature has reclaimed this place. It's like moving out towards the rest of the group, like down, like towards the pathway down to the beach is probably where you guys would end up finding like the most open area.
Vivi recognize any of the people in town, like in the that are still, I guess, organizing, or from like after being there? I know she hasn't been there more than like say like a week.
I mean, not anyone that you would directly like know the name of,
Okay.
but like you, I would say the human man, you probably seen him around before, and you would know that he has. Actually, you know what? Give me a knowledge local check, another knowledge local check, just to see if you may just have maybe heard his name in passing. No, no. Yeah, you at that point, yeah, you've only seen him in passing, and he probably just came across to you like just another merchant or somebody of import wandering the city.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
In these forested ruins, am I seeing any stone, cut or raw stone?
Oh, yes, everywhere. Plenty of it. There's like,
Trees,
yeah, I mean,
trees here for elves and hippies.
uh like you can distinctly tell like anything that was part of a structure that was not wood is still there. It just might be broken or warped or eroded due to time.
Who wants
And
to play Minecraft?
For a second, I thought you were about to start playing Rust.
Right now.
No, I'm right here for it.
I mean, I'm. It was kind of my intention to play this like Rust in a way. Stack it while everyone's just kind of like walking around confused. Does it seem like we're able to park the cart and kind of the rams are somewhat calm?
I'd say yeah, I
Settling
mean
down?
getting
I was gonna say I'm gonna go around and feed the rams with like a handful of oats and kind of try to just calm them down.
okay. Yeah, I'd say
While I'm looking
yeah.
around and watching people, like, let Steku do his thing.
Yeah, while Oosh does that, I'm gonna start walking around and just start gathering stone and bringing it over to the cart. Just gathering big stone blocks. And my intention is to, because he doesn't know what the fuck is going on. Everything just turned into a forested mess, and he's just gonna hunker down at least right now. So he's gonna build a little barn.
Okay,
Just
so you yourself are actively working on just gathering stone, like stone chunks, like big enough pieces of stone that could be functional for different projects. All right, give me strength, like just a raw strength check, and I believe Bladebow was actively working on something as well.
I was just gonna. By the way, how many people do I see?
You see, like taking time to count, a little more than 50.
Okay. I'm gonna walk towards Huge.
I have a crowbar. Traditionally, crowbars are used to give you +2 to strength to open a door or a chest. What about prying them out and using them to help? Is that any sort of assistance?
I mean, prying them out isn't going to be the problem.
No.
Carrying a massive piece of stone from like the direct ruins over to the chariot is probably where the issue might. I'd say like I'm not going to say like you can't get any, but with a 7, it's probably going to take you a while to, to start moving stuff over.
That's fine. Got to stretch the bones, you know. It's been 500
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. So, all right. And Bladebow is moving over towards Huge. Huge, you see this odd looking boar man coming over to you.
menacingly or anything, just kind of looking.
I'll walk up to Huge and just say, you travel here from Frevik. Am I saying that right, John?
Brevik, yeah.
Frevik.
Do I know what that is, John?
Actually, you probably would have heard that name. It would have been where your village was smack dab at the border of Frevik, the continent of Frevik to the south, and Bolest to the north. Like in a massive, expansive swampland that basically stretched the border of the two.
Yep. Yes.
This your tribe?
No.
What are these things? And I'll point at Vivi.
Excuse me?
Don't talk about
Just
me
pointing at her
like
chest
that.
or what?
He doesn't like.
I'm sorry, but
Like, he'll
who
kind
are
of like
you?
shield you from her, like he's like her bodyguard. If you're getting close to her.
I didn't really break eye contact with Huge. I just pointed in Vivi's direction because I assumed Vivi was standing right there.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, you just say, she's a she dance.
Yes, yeah. My name is PF1e. This is my friend Huge. And who might you be?
Named Bladebo.
All right, nice to meet you,
From
Blade.
Frevik.
Okay, wonderful.
You'll just
So-
point at him and be like, I like this guy.
Amazing.
Give me a knowledge geography check.
Me?
Which one? Who?
Actually, Vivi, I'm for Vivi, I'm not even going to have her give me a check because she probably would have briefly traveled through Frevik when she met Huge. So Vivi would be reasonably able to recognize that, like, that's a continent to the west southwest of Renovo, the continent that you guys are currently on.
What's the like the nature like there? What's the climate?
It's kind of arid, like a decent amount of grassland, not too much in the way of forest. Like to the north, Huge's tribe, existed in the swamplands up there, but south of the swamplands, it just became very dry.
Okay. Yeah, lovely country out there. Real nice.
Yes. Why you here?
Well, I would love to know that myself, actually. It's a little hazy at the moment, but we seem to have just come out of some kind of, I don't know, spell or... I mean, we were in Billow. This is Billow, but it's
Everything
all destroyed.
different. Plants.
Exactly. The plants are different. Well, they're here where there used to be a city, so maybe you can tell me what's going on.
Going on, not know. Pulse. Call me.
This guy looks like a big animal.
He does. He really does.
like as much as he can.
She looked
smiles.
like hairless
"Yup."
animal. Did something
Well,
happen?
thank you. No, I'm born this way.
Odd.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not very kind, but that's all right.
Don't talk about her.
It's all right, big guy.
Fair enough.
Well, maybe we should meet with the others in the center of town.
We're your tribe's leader. Your council.
He
I don't.
huge points at Vivi.
I guess that would be me. We are a tribe of 2 currently, and it's democratic here, so I don't know.
Demo crack? What?
It just means that we don't really have a leader. We're just equally, a partnership of friends,
Council.
a council. We're an equal council here.
Fair enough.
Huge is kind of like looking around for people he knows that he could get food from.
There would be probably the bartender at the bar. You'd probably recognize them. Like a few bar patrons that you might have probably regularly seen in passing. You know, like whoever was actively in the bar at the point in time when whatever happened. That those people would be included in the group that is currently present.
I'd look. Everyone in town was like in stasis, so like you'd imagine it was like the entire town, or is it just certain? Can we tell from the people that are around that it's like, oh, this is the whole town, or?
No, like 50 people, like the size of Belome measured in the thousands. Like there were there were countless more people in the city than what's right in front of you.
Okay. And there's no. It's. If I look around, there's no like remains of people like if. I don't know, like, I don't know what her perception of what happened is, but it was, like, major catastrophic event either way. So, like, I would be wondering if there are, like, casualties, I guess, if there's only 50 people walking around.
I mean, you can spend a moment looking around for, like bodies, like signs of conflict. You see maybe the occasional bone, but there's nothing. Sorry, Con. I apologize about the dank cheeses. No, yeah, nothing that leads you to believe that, like anything has happened recently. Actually, I want the 4 of you that woke up from stasis to give me a sense motive check.
Oh, I'm so motivated.
Hey!
I'm so motivated to sense the motives.
Not bad. Take it.
Understand.
We both have a +3.
Hey!
Oh!
Okay. All right.
Motive sense.
I feel like I wasted it.
No, I will honor the first net 20 of the campaign with and like Stakud, like Ushur and Huge are probably focused on the tasks that they're that they're working on. Huge just focusing on existing, and Ushrir focused on like probably feeding and leading the rams at this point.
Me, man, I'm a dang old thinker. I got a big old brain, man.
Stakun probably would probably notice that like these trees, outside of like a severe magical force, would not bring this many trees to such massive proportions in an immediate way. Like, a large amount of time has to have passed for that to have happened. Vivi, I would say, like, trying to honor the first nat 20. Vivi would probably see a knocked over tree and go and look at it, and through some of your heritage, and an attunement to nature in a sense, could probably recognize the age of this tree.
Make a
This
dendrochronology check.
No, this tree has been around for hundreds of years. There have been forest fires, there have been windstorms that have affected different rings of the tree as it's grown. But
Okay.
yeah, if something were to come about via magic, like a tree would sprout up via magic, that tree would have no rings, because it would just be a singular force sprung up. But this thing has grown and shed new bark and created new life within and outside of itself over time, in a natural sense. Hundreds of years have passed for this tree to grow.
Wow. Okay. All right. So she's just gonna sort of think about that for a bit. I think that kind of is like shocking. Like, she's not even sure what to make of that. Like, doesn't make sense. Like, she would there's no way. But like, the evidence is there, so I think that she's going through it a little bit. Should we go meet up with the rest of the people maybe they have something to eat? Knowing that it's gonna pique Huge's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they'll have some more information for us. Whoa. What are you doing?
Jesus.
I be making shelters and shit.
He's out there building a house.
I asked if you want to play Minecraft.
Yeah, no, fucking Khan asking me, like, does this work? I'm like, yeah, sure, that works.
So on our path to from where we are to like in the center where people are gathering, and like, I guess like crisis management or like response is kind of starting to happen. Like, how far is that from us? And like, do we see some dwarf building a house out of stone that he's like picking out of the wreckage, or is that like somewhere in the distance? Like, what's going on?
I mean, the group of survivors at this point is probably organizing maybe 50 feet from you. So it's like it's far enough away that like if somebody's speaking in a whisper, they're not, the conversation's not going to be like, or standard voice, like the conversation's not going to be like clear and distinct. But you can tell, even from that distance, the tone. Some people are like, you can still see somebody like on their knees cradling like like the wreckage of what must have been, like something important to them, and like the old man that's been trying to gather everyone, like putting a hand on their shoulder and ushering them back over to the group. But this man actually looks over and looks over at Bladebow in particular and points and says, you're not one of us, are you?
No,
What's
me normal?
He takes a deep breath and just goes, of course you are. Can you tell us what happened? Like, I saw you on the edge of the space looking at us when we came to. What has happened to this area? I mean, do you have shelter? Do you have food?
Just got here. Shipwreck.
Fuck.
Fuck is right.
Shipwrecked.
Yes, shipwrecked. Wash up on beach.
Oh my god.
Would we have any clue? Not that I'm over there, but I'm just curious. Just like in general, like how far from like the coast and like where we were, assuming this is the same place.
I'd say, 2 to 3 football fields in distance. Like, they're probably a football field away from you is a cliff that overlooks down to the water, to the ocean.
Okay.
And then, and that would be to your south. To your east would be like a pathway, or the direction you were walking towards the rest of the survivors, and that's where the entrance to the path heading down towards the beach would be, and it would probably overall 2 to 3 football fields in length or in distance between you and the water itself.
And there's no land bridge to Nahir. So we came by ship originally to get here.
Yes, yeah, you would have had to have taken a ship. Nahir is not that far from Renovo, so a week's travel at most.
But it's on this island or continent, Nahir.
No, Nahir is the continent that you guys are from. That is the continent directly south. It is almost directly south of Renovo. Renovo is a
Here we're in there.
Fuck.
Waka Waka.
Yep. Be here all week at least. 10 days worth of rations at
For
minimum.
the next couple hours.
I'm a throw a Bahir at you.
Jeff, thank you for that unit conversion.
No problem.
Put that in my notes.
Zero eight.
So with that architect check, how long will it take me to build this storage space for our mounts, my little stables?
You would not. I mean, with that strength check, you would not have enough material to immediately build that. You would have probably enough material to give you and your brother enough space to sleep with covering. But yeah, the 7 on the strength check would, you were probably struggling to carry over the heavy materials.
That's fair, but you said I didn't find enough materials, but in your DM you said I had enough materials for a simple shelter. So I was going to use that shelter for the mounts.
No, like a shelter, like a lean-to.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Like when I'm talking simple shelter, I'm talking like a simple shelter that you could, yeah, like
You had me fucking hyped with that architect check. I thought I was fucking going
It's
crazy.
a nice lean-to.
He's already built a restaurant.
it. I'll give you this. It's not falling over and crushing you in your sleep.
I was just
By
about to say,
making-
it's not gonna fall over.
Yeah, and yeah, by you making it
We have a place
entirely out
to,
of rocks, yeah, it's not going to go, and then suddenly we're down 2 PCs.
Can I set up a place, if there's not one we can just see, to like hitch our mounts somewhere? Or could I have used the materials and that architect check to have just created a place to hitch our mounts instead, with my better understanding of what I was able to find?
I mean, there are a fewer like smaller scale trees that are look like they're maybe just a few years old that could be utilized as a hitch. As you start to go towards them to try and hitch the rams to them,
Do they attack?
there's no.
Dang it.
All 5 of you give me a perception check.
Yo, Stacka fucking rolls dice, dude. Holy
Hey,
shit.
fucking blade bow, hell yeah.
We all got the dice.
Oh
The
shit.
dice are hot.
Yeah.
Oh.
I knew as soon as everybody else.
Womp womp.
Yeah.
Usher!
Yeah. Usher is too focused on helping his brother get the Rams where they need to be. The other 4 of you and a few of the other survivors all look out towards the forest as sounds begin coming from it.
I'll quickly whistle to Blink Blink.
And he'll come skittering back towards you very quickly. I would say Blink Blink, if he was circling around the outside,
Yeah.
he would be hauling ass towards you, fucking eyes even more bug-eyed for a goblin, as he just starts rambling about shamble, and you hear shamble, and you hear twigs and branches snapping, and many multiple footsteps.
Well, we don't have to go home, but we can't stay here.
That is not a good sign.
And
Roll them up.
very soon after, moans and groans.
Good ones or bad ones?
Just a couple at first, and then a dozen, and then 50, and then hundreds,
Oh shit, fuck.
echoing through the trees. And
Is omnidirectionally, or is it
coming from like the northwestish area of, and seemingly drawn towards the sounds of life in the area, which I mean at this point the sounds of these things coming just starting to press out of the thickness of the trees. Ushrir would now understand why everything was silent earlier. Life in this area does not seem to last long. And
would I have known what Blink Blink meant by shamble?
as you see the first thing lurch out of the forest, and you recognize an undead you understand what it meant by shamble. And then the 2nd, and the 5th, and the 20th,
Let's go.
as more and more begin to push out of the trees, and the 4 that were gathering the survivors begin shoving them down towards the beach. And they wave, the 4 wave to the group of you 5 and say, like, come on, like, keep quiet, keep low.
What about my dang old rocks, man?
I would say they're still in the back of the chariot. Because I would say you rolled the profession architect, but you have not had a chance to set up a shelter yet.
All right.
So that will count. Yeah, that
I was
will.
just gonna kick my lean-to over and take off the thing.
No. I am holding on to that profession architect role for a later structure for you to construct.
cool.
But yeah, no.
So is it
I have the vision.
undead, Brian and Khan, then us, then Beach, or what's like who's in between who?
Undead, like probably the group of you 5, and then the other survivors, and then Pathway, and then Beach.
Where's Brian and Khan? Are they with us?
We're
or-
not
Yeah.
far from you, I guess, more or less.
Okay. We just haven't
Okay.
like connected yet.
Dude, we need to get this thing moved around. We ain't leaving these rams.
Yeah, he'll jump up into like the driver's position and get the reins ready, get it turned around and ready to
Right.
take off. I guess.
Right. All right.
See how the chariot does on the beach.
All right.
I'll fall back.
Give me a profession driver check.
Can I
Why you saying it like that?
assist?
That's skill.
I am just saying it, and yes, make for
With
the
handle
assist.
animal.
I will say with handle animal that yes, that would count towards the help action, because the two, because it's the same. You're going for the same goal. So,
Oh,
Are you fucking damn?
bung knocker.
That's
God
What?
damn it.
and here is where the natural 1 is going to come into play. Roll me a d4.
What happens?
Fuck, I was hoping you weren't gonna roll a 1. All right.
Why?
The Rams begin taking off. Anything that you had in the chariot immediately comes flying off the back, including you and your brother. And the Rams take off down towards the beach, because that's the direction you were beginning to aim them at.
Reflex to stay on.
I will give you that reflex. Like, the DC is probably going to be a little bit. 16. All right, you are able to just grab on. Stakud just goes and just like loses grip on the reins.
Oh shit.
Ushrir manages to hold on to like the back as it drags him like straight down towards the beach, and they're moving at full double move all the way straight down. Yeah,
Shit.
yeah. You could feel the heat beginning to rise on your boots as like the ground and gravel beneath you is just like dragging, and like smoke is rising from your boots. And Stakud, you see Stakud, you see your brother getting dragged off down towards the beach.
Damn it.
However, that is in the direction of relative safety. So Ushrir is immediately safe. Stakut is prone, and there are undead quickly encroaching.
How far away am I from the stuff?
I mean, not far. It probably landed around you.
I'm gonna if
How far away are the
Sakut
undead?
is on the way to the beach, I'm gonna run over and try to help him up.
I'm gonna stick with the football field analogy and say they're a football field away off to the west.
Hell yeah.
So not towards the beach.
No, they're like to the west northwest. Like they are just coming out of the trees, like, and you are starting to see like the ever growing size of this group of
No, I'm
undead.
talking about Khan. Is Khan towards the beach from? Like I'm gonna run over and help Khan up.
You'd be running slightly away from the beach, like I'd say like maybe 20, 25
I'll
feet.
run over there and
Yeah.
try to help him up and start dragging him towards the beach. Or
Does
trying
he like pick him up? He's like looking around at all the stuff that he had on the chariot, and he spots it, and he like kind of pulls away from you, and he grabs his big keg, and then he starts running with you.
Yes.
You said keg, right?
K-E-G.
K-E-G, keg. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like Vivi would be running. She'd be like, "Time to go, big guy, let's go," and we would just like
Yeah.
run.
I can
Yeah.
run 100 if it's times 4.
Ushrir, I would say holding on and like successfully making the reflex save. You're not able to like. I'm not even giving you the option of a perception check to see what's happening around you because you're bouncing on. You're hanging on for dear fucking life. And and eventually, like the weight of the chariot trying to drag through the sand slows it to a halt. Like somewhere a few hundred feet down the beach, after probably a few hundred feet from where Bladebow and Blink Blink had originally come ashore. Like you'd see,
Some of that soft sand.
yeah, you can see elements of a shipwreck beginning to wash ashore. For the rest of you, following behind the the current de facto leaders of this group of survivors, begin running down the pathway towards the beach, and
Is anything that the dwarves dropped food? Can I tell just by running by?
It was all tools and supplies.
you would have probably been further down towards the beach than the dwarves would have been. So
Out
you,
of all the tools and supplies I could have gotten away with grabbing, I got the booze.
But as like the party members begin to round around the cliffside to head down, they can see the old man waving survivors into a partially hidden cave. Tucked off to the side of the pathway. And yeah, if you are actively running, you're making like the run check. That would give you more than enough speed to be able to catch up and make it to this this cave. Considering the limited speed that these undead seem to be moving at, yeah, they do not like. They seem to have known there was life there, but not have the speed to catch up to. Yeah.
Can we, as we enter this cave, can we see the back of the cave? Is it a shallow cave, or does it seem to continue?
Seems like a relatively shallow cave. It's large enough to fit all 50 of the survivors semi-tight. Like, it's not like a fucking metal concert where everybody's fucking like shoving each other, but it's maybe maybe 100 feet by 100 feet.
Big as a basketball court.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll continue with the sports analogies for now. As big as a hockey rink.
Hey,
Hey.
hey, what's up?
And I would say, yeah, if I mean, with the help of Bladebow helping assist Stakud to get on the move, Ushrir's already down to the beach. Huge and Vivi would have already probably taken off with the rest of the survivors. All of you make it down to the beach, or down to the this little cave quickly enough, and it's just everything goes quiet. You hear the footsteps of everything crunching through twigs, through grass. And somebody and a couple people peek their heads out. Just enough to see what's going on. And the whispers begin to pour back through. They're moving east. They're moving east. They're passing us by. And after what seems like forever, daylight turns into... I need to change the time of day on my calendar. Say by now.
Am I from them?
You would have been initially, a few hundred feet down the beach. Making your way back. Because, all right, let's say the pathway. Right, you guys started up here. Pathways like this. Cliff. Cave is on this side. The Rams took you down this way.
Down
Yeah.
to the southeast. Okay.
Yeah, you probably would have been able to see, come up and, the Rams would be kind of stuck in the sand for the time being. You probably would have been, you would just stay with them. Okay.
Staying with them, I'm gonna hunker down in the back of the chariot, and just kind of just peering over the top of like the side of the chariot and just stealthing. Just I'm gonna stay there, watching.
I would do the same. Got to protect our chariot.
All right. You would end up just not even go for the cave. You would take off down where following the chariot tracks. Okay.
I gotta keep my ram safe.
I don't do stealth, but I feel compelled to roll now that you rolled. He didn't ask for a stealth, Brian.
I
Nope.
still rolled it.
He could have just given it to us.
Because I'm
Frick.
Stack a fucking rips a gnarly fart.
all that running.
You end up
Weird. Gotta let it go.
over the next couple hours until like the shambling horde makes their way past. You guys actually actively on the beach would occasionally see one or two wander away, and because you guys are looking straight up, it's like 70, 80 feet. These things take a step and go splat, and a few others like lemmings just like water balloons on the rocks below. And yeah, you just sit there as quiet as you can, trying to keep the animals stable. And then after a few hours, silence returns.
As horde was kind of moving past, can I tell, are these all humanoid undead?
Yes. Yeah, all of them seem to be humanoid forms, rotting flesh, bones exposed. Some of them had their whole jaws missing. Yeah, but all of them were humanoid.
Okay.
And after a while, like that choking silence that Ushir had originally heard falls away. And then there's a bird call, and the rustling of leaves, and feels like the forest is trying to breathe again.
Me too.
Yeah. I changed my underwear.
Or are you on the beach? Are you in the cave or on the beach?
For me, I'm in the cave.
In the cave. Okay.
Can I make a check to get the cart going again and go back and pick up all the fucking shit I love?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, give a driver's check.
Redemption!
Hey!
Fuck yeah!
Excellent.
Nailed it.
Woo!
Nailed it.
All right,
I
yeah,
fucking burn
went and
out.
paid his subscription and then rolled again.
yeah. He actively he not only drifts the chariot, he drifts the back two rams, and then they just it's literally like Tokyo. If Tokyo Drift had rams dragging a chariot instead of sports cars.
Incredible.
Some shit out of like one of the Christmas movies.
Yeah.
What the fuck one was it?
Yeah,
Fucking You're on Ice.
And everyone that's in the cave sees these large rams just dragging a chariot with a pair of burly dwarves on the back, just back up.
As we pass by. Oh yeah.
I feel like Vivi's a little numb to like crazy shit, and she's just like.
Yeah,
She just
yeah.
looks at Blade Bow, and she's like, "What
Yeah.
in the 7 fucking strings were those things?"
Like
Those rams.
No, not the Rams, darling. The zombies. What? I don't remember Billa having zombies last time. I was there.
yeah.
Awake with
All of you
building.
could give a knowledge religion check if you have either like Vivi would have access to bardic knowledge, or if you have training in or like a skill rank in knowledge religion, you can make a religion check. You mean to tell me Huge doesn't have a rank in knowledge religion?
A rank in what?
No, I'm fucking with you.
Religion.
Hell no.
Wait, do we all get to make a religion check?
If you have a rank in knowledge religion. Yeah. The CR was low enough that these were zombies. Easily recognizable by their gait of movement, by their drive towards living prey. They were heading in the direction of noise and food, and they passed by to seemingly some other noise and source of food.
We
But
assume they probably headed north.
they went east because you guys would have come from the west, and they from the visual range that you guys would have had would be like if anybody was watching, they would have seen the horde moving from west to east. They could head north, they could head east, they could head south and fall into the ocean. like some of the others that fell onto the beach.
Less of
Yeah. Well, while Stakul and Ushrir are reclaiming their valuables, the the older gentleman in the cave tries to hushedly address everyone. Says, "My name is Pulst Freeman. I am." He closes his fist and his eyes for a moment. Was a councilman for below. Please, all I want to do is help keep everyone safe and calm. This is reasonable safety for the moment, but we do not have much in the way of supplies. And a couple of the others speak up. The elven woman speaks up and she says, "My name is Gwendolyn. I make my living as a carpenter. I can help try and set up some shelter in the area and see if maybe we can extend the overhang or extend this cave a little bit. See if maybe we can give a little bit more reasonable comfort to everyone." The dwarf steps up and his name's Ulfgar. I don't have any metal to work with at the moment, but there's enough resources out there. We can at least set up some defenses so if these assholes come back through, they can't get down here. And the Venaran, who's been mostly silent this entire time, says, Klein, just Klein. He holds a bow. You son of a bitch. Food and water, that's a bigger priority than any of these other things. We're gonna need to gather as much of anything we can, because this is not a small group. If we're gonna keep everyone alive, we're gonna need a little bit of everything. And Pulst looks across the entirety of the survivors and kind of eyeballs Huge, Blade Bow, Blink Blink, and Vivi as being a little more outfitted and standoutish as the others. Most of them just seem to be simple workers, simple people making their way through simple lives, and look to you guys and say, "Is there any way you could help us organize? Like, we are struggling here. There's only so much that we can do." So it sounds like
It would be just tell them to get bent.
that is always an option. That is up to you if you decide you want to say get
Are we
fucked.
down
And
there? Are we back?
by this point, I would say you've gathered some of the supplies. You've gotten back down towards the cave. You've gathered together.
How far away is the cave from the shore?
From the shore, 150 feet, or no, couple hundred feet. Yeah, about 100 yards. One football field. One football field.
Right, 120 yards. Got it.
Wait, an Australian football rules football field? Or American?
American.
Wait, I thought we were talking about like soccer this whole time.
God damn it.
So I'm just gonna kind of ignore the I can't even remember any of their names except Calvin Klein now.
Pulsed,
But I'm gonna
yeah, Pulsed Freeman,
Calvin Klein.
uh, fine. Ulfgar Goldtooth is the dwarf, and
Do you
Gwendolyn.
recognize that clan? Gold Tooth?
Make a knowledge, knowledge local, if you have it.
I ain't from here.
Well, I mean, local would be basically like,
I know. I'm just.
no, that. Wait, do you have a rank in it?
Oh no.
Okay, all right, yeah, you have. Yeah, you have to have a rank in it in order to be able to make the skill check, for a knowledge check. But I mean, right off the bat, with no applicable knowledge roll, the name isn't really coming to mind to a brewer's family at this point in time.
Well, I'm
But
gonna go in the cave and start sniffing around with treasure sense and see if it's if he seems if it's like a cave worth mining, you know?
does not seem to be. There's no. Yeah, this seems more like a cave created by erosion than a cave created by like a source of it being used for a mining activity.
Out of curiosity, does that trait, Con, allow you to sense gold coin?
Well, the ability specifies rare metals, but John also said it would just kind of work for metal.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah. I edited it a little bit, so yes. I would say yes. It could count. It could count for yeah, like copper, silver, and gold coins.
So
That's
do
what I
have
was trying to
gold on
use
me,
earlier
so.
in the ruins to see if there was any coins that.
No. Surprisingly, I based off of previous sense motive checks, I would say feels like these runes have been picked clean over time. Like other people may have been here, traveling, passing through. Anything valuable that still existed, likely it no longer exists. It's mostly just material that can be salvaged to be repurposed into something else, like a ramshackle structure or something.
So, if people were moving through the stasis while we were locked in it, that kind of leads me to believe that we could walk through what's left of the stasis and explore that area.
Potentially.
Really?
Yeah. Nobody made the note to say that they were going to walk into the field.
I
So
want to try it.
Soon.
roll a new character now.
No chaos. No chaos.
Stakut kind of makes his way through. All right, so that was a general clusterfuck. What in the hell is going on?
The old man pulsed, kind of like still kind of standing on a rock, kind of like above everyone, just trying to like his hands out, like still in a motion to like try and keep people calm. As listen, right now it doesn't seem like anyone knows anything. The most we can do is focus on our necessities, and from what the others have said, it seems to be food and water, expanding our ability to have shelter, and blocking off the entrance to this beach to prevent any, as Wolfgar so eloquently put it, any more of those assholes from getting down here. Now, and he goes and he just like snags the nearest commoner to him. Says, "I need you. I need your help. You're going to help me organize. We are going to focus on pulling everything together." He points at Gwendolyn. Says, "I need you to focus on assisting with shelter." Points at Klein. "Need you to go out there and be safe and be quiet. Find us food and fresh water."
Be sexy, Calvin.
And points at Ulfgar and says, "Can you handle recovering any materials to blockade off this pathway?" And all of them nod, and then turn. Pulse turns to you, to like the group of you all that kind of look more like capable than the others, than the other commoners. Says, "Any assistance any of you all could provide would be helpful. Helping us organize, figure out who to assign where. We've got 45, because he quickly counts out everybody. Like, we've got 45 bodies that we can use to split amongst these 3 tasks. And whichever of you all that wants to assist with any individual tasks as well." Well,
You cannot use Blaybo body, but Blaybo hunt.
I will not include Blink Blink in this next bit. For this, there will be I have a table that I have set up. There are 3 tasks to be completed: food and water, shelter, and a defense barricade. You have 45 commoners to distribute amongst those 3 tasks, and the 5 of you to distribute amongst those 3 tasks. You can only you can only participate in 1 task, like 1 PC per task, and then there is a base chance of success based upon the number of commoners that are assisting with a task. There is an additional base chance of success based upon how many PCs are assisting with a task.
You said
And
1 PC per task, though. So what are the other?
well,
ones?
no, 1 PC can only assist with 1 task. So it's like,
okay.
so
I can't
like,
do 2 things. Yeah,
One
right.
task per PC.
Yes, yeah. Thank you, Jeff. And then each PC will make an associated skill check for that task. So for food and water, anybody assisting with food and water, you'll make a survival, knowledge nature, or knowledge local check. For shelter, craft carpentry or stone, knowledge engineering, or survival. And defense would be craft traps, knowledge engineering, or perception. So now you guys can kind of work together to...
use profession architect to craft barricades. Seems like a relevant skill.
I would give profession architect validity in that as well. If you want to assist with that.
Stakad and Ushrir go into the mine and start chopping up some stone blocks and like blocking off the cave and like making like a uniform, like, stout stone entrance to the cave. That should be something that we'd be good at. But I don't know what sort of skills Ushrir would have, but I know that he has, what is it, profession mining?
Yeah, profession mining.
So if we couple profession mining and profession architect, can we effectively complete that task, even though it's not like your 2 listed skills?
If not, I have engineering. It's just not as good as mining.
Well, their
But I have
goal...
perception, but
their goal wasn't to block off the cave. It was to block off like the pathway leading down. Yeah, leading down towards the beach. So so that way like the cliff would be secured, and the pathway down would be relatively secured.
All right. No Helm's Deep. Sorry, buddy.
No, this is ramshackle. Like there are gradients of success and failure that I have developed based upon how many or the percentage of checks, and then based on how well and how well you guys do, and how many people are assisting with each task. There could be certain things that happen or don't happen based upon.
How does my drawback play into this?
Remind me what your drawback was again.
Paranoid.
Paranoid.
It's the help other, like.
Oh, where you're getting a negative to assisting.
Well, yeah. Well, no. For people to assist me, other than my brother, it's a higher check.
Oh.
Presented.
Are they helping you, or are you helping them?
You are helping them. Because the the other dwarf who looks like he's in like a blacksmith's garb, looks like he's like helming this, and like he you've probably witnessed him by this point shoulder checking people out of the way, like fucking get to work.
Okay. So yeah, if it's that way, then I'm good.
Yeah.
It's only when people try to assist me.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's food and water, defenses, and shelter? Is that what
Yes. Yeah.
Should I help with... Architect could help with shelter or defenses, but it sounds like it'd be more effective in shelter, right?
I mean,
Is the shelter going to be in the cave?
Gwendolyn would probably explain, like, asking her like what her plan would be is to probably set up some.
What if we tell Gwendolyn the plan?
I mean, she would certainly take into account anything you have to say. I mean, like her plan was to try and build something that could extend the cavern using like salvaged materials, like like whatever, like wood, sticks, branches, ferns, kind of make like a rough thatch structure outside the front of the cavern, and then maybe create some minor shelters and semi comfortable places for people to sleep and stay warm within the cavern.
I guess the question is, what's everybody else good at? I don't even know all y'all's names yet.
Yep. Have at it. Take the time you need.
Are we all together at this point?
Yes.
Okay.
Blade bow hunt.
Okay. Blade bow. Right. Got it.
You just learning English?
The hell is this English you talking about?
Common.
Dang old Blaybo, you look like a dang old pig bear, man.
Member pig.
Oh my god. This,
I have some bear on mother's side.
I think so. I finally, I think Usher finally, as part of this, is trying to reconcile Blade Bow. Finally, I guess more or less catches sight of Huge. Holy shit! You're pretty big.
Well, looks like we found dang old dinner.
Huge.
Yes, you are.
That frog talk.
yes,
Yes.
this is Mr. Huge.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
that's
your
his name. Yes. Mhm.
Right.
And
right,
my
right.
name is PF1e, but you can call me Vivi.
Uh-huh. Okay. That's very nice. I like that. I'm Ushfir Nil Uznamash. Yeah. This is my brother.
What?
I'll
Ushvir
stack.
and your brother
You can call me Stack.
Stack. Very nice to meet you, although the circumstances maybe not so nice.
Nope. Very confusing. Yeah.
I have to say, I'm not good at much besides a little entertainment, but I'm happy to try and help. Before that, though, Bladebow, can you tell me what year is it?
It's a year of the rat.
What does that mean in
I'm
numbers?
kidding.
Do you have numbers?
John, would I have any comprehension of a calendar?
Um, there probably would have been various other tribes uh, of different sorts of creatures in your area that would have come through and traded, and information about dates and times probably would have filtered into the tribe eventually. Uh, it is, hold on, I've got my fucking uh, year 495 of the Sundered Reckoning.
Year 495. Say that again.
On, I will type it. I will type it out.
Last tradesman come through, say, year 494. Sundered wreck.
And does that sound like nonsense to me?
I mean the Sundered Wreck, that would not sound familiar to you at all. Like the last day, the last year in in the known era would have been probably actually 2500.
With no disclaimer at the end?
25 the era had not been effectively named.
Okay. Now that sounds strange to me, although you're. Well, no, because you're from. I mean, I've been there. It was 2,500
Big number.
this morning. Yeah.
No, traders say 494. Sundered wreck.
Is this making any sense to any of you?
No.
What?
That's only making me
Okay.
constipated.
Huge will just out of nowhere, completely out of context, be like, I will make food and I will find water.
Who all here has knowledge
yeah, dude.
knowledge history?
I have it trained, but I don't have a point in it.
Okay. Anyone who has like either the bardic knowledge class ability or a point in knowledge history can make a check.
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
I have it all checked. I actually think I lost. I actually think I don't have bardic knowledge. I think that was the thing I lost.
Oh. Okay.
Am I wrong? Am I right? So maybe everything I did was wrong. I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right. It's all right. It's session 0. It's the beginning. We're still sorting everything out. Also, actually, Bardic knowledge, I believe, might be a second level. I believe it might be second level anyway. I'm.
Cause like I have it all checked, but I guess the difference
No,
between like
that's-
having it checked and having it is like was lost on me. So like, I can roll that.
Hold on. You were just straight up geisha, right?
No,
Or did you go lotus?
no, it was like flavor. Yeah.
Lotus geisha. Okay, replaces
Yeah.
bardic proficiency or bard weapon proficiency is. Yeah, you lose bardic knowledge and lore master. Okay, all right.
Sorry.
So, nope. It's good. We get that straight now. So, okay. So yeah, no. Without anybody being able to sufficiently make a history check, no, none of this is making any kind of adequate sense.
Sounds like none of us heard.
Screw the past. Let's look forward.
I'm
I have a plan. Dang old Gwendolyn, come here, man.
And Gwendolyn will
Everyone
come
call
over.
me man to me. Just saying.
Yeah.
I don't want to take that dang old cape, man. Make the front out of sticks and twigs. That's just dumb. We need to put big old stones in front of it. You know what I'm saying? They get through that barricade up there, come down here, they're gonna walk right through your twig. So we're gonna shore it up for you. We're gonna make it bigger, and we're gonna live in it.
Can I hear this conversation?
Yeah. It's pretty tight quarters where y'all are at.
Filled cave with rocks. How you walk in?
Man, you know what a dwarf is, man? You ever heard of a dwarf before?
No. What is
We can-
dwarf?
We're gonna make a door, man. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be fancy.
Wait. Not that I know what you are technically, but we're dwarves.
Yeah, you have never seen anything like Blade Bow before. You know his companion that is like basically attached to his leg is a goblin.
Yeah, which I've been eyeballing.
Yeah.
You know what? Dang old Blaybo, man. You go get me some dinner. I will carve a dang old picture of you on the door. How about that?
You just gonna start just like kind of like he'll look at Vivi and say, I get food and water.
I go with huge.
Be safe, big guy.
So that leaves Vivi to work on the barricade.
Yeah, I can do
Right.
defense. I have would you say perception? I can.
Oh, it's a
that.
perception check. Okay, yeah,
Yep.
that's all. Then I thought it was gonna be like a strength check, and I was like, maybe.
No, hold on. Let me copy paste what
I have strength of character. Okay.
That's more than enough.
So
yeah.
for the shelter, John, what we were thinking is Stackud will take the cart and head back to Belo,
Okay.
and maybe take like one or two guys with him to load up stones, and then take them back to the cave entrance, and then give Ushrir some guys to start mining and removing material and so on.
Okay. So yeah, amongst the three tasks to complete, you guys have 45 bodies to divide amongst those three tasks, and five PCs to divide amongst those three tasks as well. So
if the dwarves take 10 guys, Ashley or Vivi takes maybe 10 guys, and then the hunters take like 5. Does that sound like a decent spread?
Yes.
I don't know if you want like 20 people running around the forest trying to all hunt and mixing shit up too much.
Smaller, better.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
okay, so how many for food and water?
Total 7?
Yeah, 5 and 2 PCs.
Okay, 5, 2 PCs. All right. For shelter, it was how many?
It's gonna be, well, we're each gonna. Can I do this with a driver skill? I didn't ask that. Is that an okay way to go about it? Or
Well-
would you want me to, even if we're collecting stones, to use the architect skill instead?
The architect skill is going to be the skill check for like because
Oh, that's the one I rolled way
gathering.
earlier?
No. This is going to be this is going to be a different one. How about this? I will find something for that nat 20 for you at some point.
Okay. I
Uh,
don't think it was a nat 20. It was just a high roll.
or
Rolled like
yeah,
24.
yeah. I will find something for that 24 at some point for you.
Okay, but collecting stones, is that driver, or should I just roll an additional architect for it?
Don't worry about driver. Finding material, like salvageable material, is simple enough. It's just the time to get it done, and then like the knowledge check to put everything together properly, intelligently, and safely. Like that's where like the craft carpentry or stone, knowledge engineering, survival, or profession architect, that's where that's going to come into play to make sure that that you are able to assist at like making the correct decisions to get this done.
Okay, so hand waving stone collection and just
Yes.
a profession architect.
Yes. And then how many commoners assisting with the shelter task?
It would be 10. And then
10?
The dwarves.
10 and the dwarves. All right.
And
All right.
just curiosity, no profession mining applicable to any of these tasks.
No.
Okay. Just want to make sure which skill I'm using.
All right, and then that will lead 30 for the defensive 30 civilians, commoners for the defensive barricade, plus
I thought you said we had 25 to work with.
45. 4 or 5.
45. Oh,
Yes.
So I guess it would be 20 with the dwarves, 20 with the barricade, and then 5 with the hunters still, or do we want to up the hunting amount?
5. I'm hoping 5's good. I don't know
Okay.
what Huge's survival is, but mine's
A lot of
plus 8.
people
So.
A lot of people.
Right.
Huge has good survival.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, 20, 20, and 5.
All right. I am just I'm putting in the chances here. Oh shoot! I gotta let my dogs in real quick. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna grab a
Take
snack.
a quick bath.
Yeah. Take a quick 5. Take a quick 5. Okie doke. 20 and 20. That's that percentage. Yeah, I have a whole fucking typed out fucking table. Okay.
Does Huge see anything inside the cave that looks edible?
Uh, give me a knowledge nature. Uh, does not look like it. Yeah, like there. I mean, on top of that, like there's so many bodies crammed into this cave right now. And probably at this point, anything that might have been growing, like mushrooms or anything, probably got trampled. So, okay. Yeah, everyone can make the check of their, uh, you know, based off of the list that I provided in the chat. Make the check associated with your goal.
What are we gonna use that fucking architect roll from earlier on? Damn it.
How about this? I'll average the two together. Will that work? All right, so we've got perception.
Hold on, I am gonna fucking shaft it with a 1.
You got
know
this.
For that roll that I just did, I didn't include the +2 for my swamp survival trait. So it should be 24.
Nice, very nice.
Find water.
All right, and then when Jeff gets back, then we'll just need survival from blade bow.
Hold on.
You don't have to average it, I don't care. I just made a killer fucking lean-to earlier.
So good.
On your YouTube channel.
Do it.
I could have hauled stones like a boss though. Driving's my best skill for some reason.
Baby driver.
Yeah, baby driver.
Baby dwarf driver.
Damn.
Love it.
He's got little sunglasses on. Little rock
Damn.
earbuds.
We should rob banks.
If there still are banks.
We just gotta find them. They're out there.
You've
Blood
been
bank.
looking for gold.
That's right. You'll sniff it
We
out.
could start a bank. We can do whatever we want.
You could.
What?
All right, so we are just just down. Okay, well I can make a couple checks. All right, 39. Boom.
I just got back. What are we rolling?
Roll survival, knowledge nature, or knowledge local.
This is for hunting.
Yes, for salvaging food and water, like finding food and water.
And it's 2 above that because of my survival kit, so 21.
Boom. Okay. That brings that up to 55. 100. Which that just breaks 100. And for the defensive barricade, all 3 checks exceeded the DC. So you guys end up having collecting more resources than you ended up needing. Food is not an issue. That becomes a non-issue whatsoever. In fact, a couple because the maximum roll that I had set was exceeded. A couple scouts that Klein had sent out came back from the east and said that they have found a freshwater river off to the east a few miles. So it's a little ways out, but should the group decide to head that direction at any point in time, there is fresh water there. So they collected fresh water while they were there, brought it back. The shelter, you guys managed to create like quite an impressive barricade at the front of the cave opening. It's
Could
not.
Huge have been a part of that freshwater group since his thing is specifically to find fresh water?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. With the overage from that check, I would say like the stone door that Stakud using his expertise in all of that knowledge was able to construct is actually a fairly sturdy stone door that he managed to wedge in to ruined stone and chisel away using some of his tools. So it's hinged. It doesn't make sense how it's hinged, but it's a piece of ruined stone that he chiseled away to create a door, and it's braced against the stone ground and stone that's been propped up above it. So now it can swivel. So he's managed to create an actual door that can be braced and provide additional protection. And within the cave now, there's also been a flume built to help guide smoke out from a large central fire designed to keep everyone warm and to work on cooking food. And as for the defensive barricade, that actually ended up being the highest check out of all three of them. Like so much was accomplished with that one that any extra materials that the dwarves managed to gather from the ruins to bring down for their project that they didn't need ended up going towards the barricade. And not only is there a good blockade off at the entrance to the path heading down towards the beach, but up along the cliffside as well, so nothing could actually fall down into what is currently y'all's safety.
Nice.
So, but it is a tentative amount of growing hope amongst the group of survivors. Like time will pass for maybe a day, maybe two, while everyone just kind of gathers their bearings, because like beginning to scout out and wander around the little area that you guys are in. I could actually make everyone over here now. You guys should have, or should be able to see the stasis ruins.
Somewhere.
Tor-
Here, let me
ye-
zoom out.
Yeah,
Here.
towards the south of the of the map.
I think it's
Yep.
shift ping to
There it
Yep.
is.
the camera there.
Yep, there we go. All right. So yeah, there on the map is like that. This hex right in the middle where Stasis Ruins is focused. That is where you guys are currently located.
MMM 29.
Yes, MMM 29.
29.
MMM 29. No.
29.
There not be any hexes on here that are KKK.
There's definitely KKK
Extra gay.
69 and all sorts of shit.
Well, I mean the
If
hex.
there's four of them, it has to exist, right? The computer doesn't care.
So yeah, it probably took a sufficient amount of time considering the freshwater river was about a good hex off to the east, but it's less than a day's travel. Over the next couple days, you guys have probably done more resource gathering, some more salvaging from the ruins, and eventually, and like the watches at nights, they've reported movement and like sounds of like undead moving through the area at night, but the barricades have no issues holding them back. There are no deaths, no losses. There are few things to be grateful for in the moment, but this seems to be one of them. But Pulsed, after a while, will come up to you guys and say, we've survived, but barely. This isn't a life. It's just a waiting room for death. Listen,
Talk
you.
about my dang old cape like that, man.
Listen, you all seem to be more capable than a lot of these others. Can I ask you to help? We need a scouting party. We need a group that can go and hold their own while searching for, if not a better place for us to set up camp, but for more fresh water, sufficient wild game, edible plants, scrap metal or ore, even a place to quarry stone. If this isn't in your cards, I understand. It's a lot to ask, but we don't have very many options.
I have no cards.
Vivi, because I think over the past, how many, has it been like a week, a few days, like what?
Just like a day or two. It's not been very long at all.
A day or two, okay. I feel like she might have some, at least pity for like all these people displaced from their homes and like their, for their world literally changing in an instant.
Yeah.
So
Huge will just point his finger and be like, "Water is that way."
We skipped a couple of days, so I have to say that each night Stackhood pulls his anvil out in front, like on the beach, and he forges he just does a little metalworking for about 20 minutes each night. Speaks some phrases in Dwarvish that I don't know if anyone speaks Dwarvish, but it just seems like a little ritual he has.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like rusted out scrap metal. Like from a blacksmith's perspective, it probably not very well or very usable metal, but it could serve its purpose for trinkets or like what you were using it for your personal ritual. Also, because I have it on my calendar, the temperature low and high for the day is 57 degrees and is a high of 71. Light air wind speed 1 to 3 miles per hour, and precipitation of a drizzle, and it is mostly cloudy.
I love that.
Oh God.
That's amazing.
All right, Pulse.
My calendar has that on it, and it is a waxing crescent fading moon.
I feel like we get all that information from Pulse, and now he's the weather.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. And back to Gwendolyn with sports.
Yep.
Oh fuck.
It's just like, yep, that's what it is.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, to be honest, I don't know how much help. I mean, you know what's out there. I guess maybe you don't, because I don't, but we saw. If we leave here, there is no guarantee, that we could make it back or be helpful at all. But I do think it's worth trying to find. I mean, civilization must still be out there somewhere. Somebody must know what happened here.
That makes a good point.
And I wholeheartedly agree with you. Part of my concern is us traveling as such a large group would probably attract more attention than a smaller group. And if we're going to survive, being able to establish some kind of safety would go a long way.
Dangle,
Well,
think about it, man.
We'll look over at Stakud and speak in mountain speak. What you thinking, brother?
When I do mountain speak, I'm gonna do like such a fucking proper. I was thinking about doing British.
Oh fuck! Oh god!
like, we don't understand, but you guys sound like completely sophisticated
Yeah.
to each other.
Yeah, brother. What do you think about the situation with find ourselves in?
Well, I'm thinking that if we leave these plebeians here alone, that perhaps they'll get fucking steamrolled while we're away.
It's a very good point. Perhaps we should help them find the proper path. Right.
The imbeciles don't even have weapons.
Yes, but you can solve that problem. We just have to find a source.
Then perhaps it's too soon to venture out, brother.
Make a good argument.
The fucking coffee cup is getting you in character.
Speaking
Throw
out,
that pinky out.
I feel like all Vivi hears is like dangle, 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 and she's just like,
That's pretty
They both
much.
sound like southern auctioneers.
this is happening so fast that's like completely another
You
language.
two right now are just reminding me of the two old guys from Trading Places,
Oh,
Dan Aykroyd and
Oh, God.
Murphy.
It's just the Deliverance theme.
That's the sound coming out of their mouths.
Yeah.
What sort of supplies do we have left here? Like, is it? We don't have any metal. We don't have any
The metal that is around is like heavily corroded and rusted through, like pockmarked from the rust and wear of apparent like time just setting in. Uh, like there's plenty of scrap stone that can be used for miscellaneous purposes. Like that's one of the things that lasts.
Gotta get into the fucking copper age at least, though. That'd be a good first step.
We gotta find some metals.
Or bronze age. Whatever the fuck. We gotta find something.
Because if you can find it, I can mine it.
Just take a walk, man.
Well,
I forgot you don't have treasure sense yourself. We both have to do it. Because I was gonna say.
Treasure since I'm stone cunning.
Yeah.
oh,
Very slight variation.
So one of you sniffs it, the other one picks it.
mm-hmm.
Strat.
Teamwork.
All right, Ding.
Make the dream work.
Talking about
Yeah.
dang old pros, man. You just stay in that dang old cave, man. Something come in here. Don't want you getting eaten by a zombie.
Yeah, don't get got. Is what he's trying to say.
That's certainly not in my cards if I can help it. And like you can see like he's got a sword on his person. Like looks like a long sword.
I was to say, how many of them look like they're armed? At all?
Definitely like Polst, Gwendolyn, Ulfgar, Klein all look armed. Various like over the past couple days, various commoners have what do you
Spears and shit.
yeah, a makeshift spear, clubs from like branches of trees that they've salvaged, carefully treading out into the forest. Like it doesn't seem like anybody's constructed a bow or anything just yet.
What about like animal skins?
Animal skins?
Yes, like hides.
I mean, it takes a little while to sufficiently tan something, but
But there's people working on it at least.
uh,
Because I can make leather armor. I just have craft armor.
Can huge? Sorry, I'll wait until you guys are talking about
no, Klein. Ooh, whoa, really good roll. Yeah, Klein sufficiently skins every single animal that they've killed. Uh, you know, uh, you know, going out and doing a little bit of hunting every day. So he's getting a decent collection of hides and is working on working with Ulfgar on building like a tanning rack. So like the making the beginnings of leather within this group. Yeah. Might take a week to get it sufficiently tanned and strengthened, but yeah, it with a 30 survival, yeah, like there's going to be more than enough leather for random projects that you might need it for.
How are our rams set up? Do we have like a holding area for them or anything? Or I just don't want to leave too soon before everything's like set up.
I would say over the next couple days, simple enough to take scrap stone and build like a little pen, and probably even bring some of that scrap stone down out onto the beach and make like a cobblestone path so that like the ram's hooves aren't getting like stuck in the sand, so the chariot wheels aren't grinding through it. So like it would be simple enough like half a day's project to get that moved down and set up.
We roll out.
Can Huge cook a meal for everyone? Can we like set up his little cooking station?
Yeah, yeah. Give me roll a 1d4 for me, Kaylee.
Can you repeat that?
Roll a 1d4 for me. That's going to determine what animal I have. I'm listing some animals in my head of different things that could have been caught over the past couple days.
You said 1d20 plus 4 or 1d4?
No, just a 1d4. Or okay. You and now give me a survival check. This is pulling into the rules for the cooking. All right. 22. All right. Definitely easy. All right. Now, so actually,
And I would
you
like
get
to season it with something specific.
yeah. So that would be a one-step critical success. So you get one extra. So you harvest 2 units of usable meat from a badger.
Oh.
So
Badger meat. Oh,
yeah.
shit.
So that would actually I'm going to edit this a little bit. We'll call it 1 unit for a medium creature, 2 for large, 3 for huge, 4, et cetera, et cetera. Then 1 as well for small. So next is profession cook.
Oh.
That'll end up with being a flat fail, not a fail by 5 or more. So it ends up being no benefit, but still counts as nourishment. So like you've created a meal for probably yourself and Vivi, but it would not have a mechanical benefit.
Okay.
So
Yeah, you hang on to that. I ain't eating no dang badger.
It's for the lady.
You'll be missing out anyways, because he is the best cook.
She says as she like coughs.
Yeah.
Spits out some badger hair.
The best.
Yeah, little burnt, little chewy. Yeah, might have a little bit of hair still stuck on it.
Like, because Huge made it, she'll eat it. And if Huge is cooking, I'm dancing, and her fan comes out, and and you hear like some like music come from like nowhere, and she's like, we could all use a little bit of cheering up. And then she goes to like somewhere in the cave where like the people are, and she'll start dancing and do a little something to cheer everybody up.
And for everything that's happened within the past couple of days, from waking up and having lives completely ripped apart to a brief moment of respite where music and dancing has returned, even if just for a moment. A few people are smiling. A few are clapping along with the music that's emanating. A few more break down and weep again. But you feel the tension in the air lessen. And not quite hope, but not quite dread is filling the cavern. And it's a better day than it was yesterday. And for right now, I think that would be a good spot to leave it for the end of session 0. Thank you guys for joining me on this.
Love it.
I am very happy with that. Oh, I can't wait to see what. Thank you very much. I can't wait to see what path we take next. But yeah, basically, mechanically, what is asked of you guys is to search for. Hold on, I actually have it written down written down here. I put down a lot of shit.
The
God.
Holy Grail.
Yeah, Pulse is asking you guys for, fresh water was already found. Reliable, consistent sources of like wild game or things that can be domesticated. Edible flora, like good berry plants, corn crops, anything that could be transplanted or like to create like potentially a farm. Scrap.
Roast not to milk our rams while we're away.
Yeah, those aren't udders. Yeah, ore and quarry stone, and then potentially a site to settle. Because he seemed
On the Rams, just want to make sure I say that now. There's 2 males, 2 females.
okay.
Intentionally.
Gotcha.
But if they're females, then they're not rams.
That's
Well,
that was a
you-
good joke.
You get my point.
I mean, but then again, this day and age,
You know what I'm saying?
it's just a construct.
Yeah. Isn't a female ram called a ewe?
Yeah.
Holy
I
fucking
don't
ewe.
think they have a separate stat block, so.
No. Just consider them all.
Stat block. But
Yeah.
they're
Alright, so we have domesticated animals.
They're
Technically.
just less horny.
yes.
Yeah.
Maybe play some Al Green for him.
But yeah, like cows, horses, aurochs, like whatever that you might be able to come across out there, if you so choose, because you guys could just decide, fuck it, deuces, and go off and do whatever the hell you want to do. But that is something for you guys to discuss, in the interim until next week, and kind of decide on the path you guys want to take. And then,
John, just out of curiosity, just to make sure, I didn't feel the pulse when everybody was starting to come out. But then after stuff happened, like birds returned, animals returned, and everything like that, did I still not feel anything in that regard?
nope,
Okay.
you did not. Before we can abandon these people we don't care about.
Yeah, we're just gonna go out and get a carton of milk real quick.
Oh. Well, before we end for the night, is there anything I can answer? Any questions about anything that's transpired this session that is still kind of confusing, or anything at all? All right, good. I'm very glad. I'm excited to write a little more and see where this takes us. But
Hell yeah.
yeah. All right. Well,
Hell yeah.
all right. Well, you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening, and yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Hasta luego.